Let's be honest. We have a new champion in Jamahal Hill, someone who a lot of people would have thought was going to get in the position at this point in his career. Now 12-1. He's got the one loss to Paul Craig that, shit can happen, man. But, man, he performed so well, Josh. Mm-hmm. He performed with a lot of, composure. His fight IQ was there. I was really impressed. After watching, that loss to Paul Craig, I was worried about on the ground. I thought Glover, definitely had the big advantage. And I'll tell you what, man, athleticism-wise, just taking the right time, not panicking and being composed like I'm talking about, gets himself up out of bad positions multiple times. That's what a guy who is, going to be the champ does. That's what a guy who is showing that, I'm a complete mixed martial artist. I may not be the jiu-jitsu expert that he is. I don't need to be. I need to be the guy that knows when and where to get up, how to get up, and go back to doing what I'm doing that is working so well. Look, he took some big shots too, man, and he's got it. We knew he had a good chin. We've seen that in his past fights. We knew that he's got power. And the other thing that you look at is, again, composure. When you are hitting a guy with big shots that normally have ended fights for you, in the back of your mind, when it doesn't end and the guy stays in there, it works against you at a point like, God damn it, what do I have to hit this guy with? And he just kept rolling. He just kept coming. I was super impressed with his performance.
Yeah, I was impressed with the fact that he was able to get up after he did get taken down. He didn't let that deter him from letting his hands go. He also learned from it after he did get taken down. He started moving and getting on his bike a little bit more with the sticking and moving. And we talked about last week, the uppercut was key. The uppercut was setting up and keeping the hands up high. So he's going here and then keeping the elbows of Glover pinched together so it was harder to get in, but she was also opening up the face. He did a great job of just touching and touching, not overcommitting. He fought a very Nate Diaz style fight with great takedown defense. There was many of times in that first 2 rounds that Glover got in real deep on the single leg dump, and he couldn't get the takedown, couldn't get the dump. And he fought his way, even when he did get taken down, fought his way right back up to his feet after a little bit of a scare here and there, but he still was able to get back to his feet, came out the back door, especially later in the fight, and just got to the top, got back to his feet. Great job by him. I was really impressed with his composure. The way that he was able to continue fighting in that 4th and 5th didn't look like he lost a step. Everything was kind of going his way. And when everything's going your way, you feel like you're light on your feet. You feel like things aren't missing. And I think he could just see the damage on Glover's face, that big gash over Glover's right eye.
Who couldn't see the damage on his face?
No, I said I think he could see. Oh, yeah, that was, it was nasty. Well, it was funny. You listen to the commentary. Oh, I didn't realize the cuts were that bad. Did you not see it? Like a fucking crater on his face. Yeah. It was this huge just canyon right across his eyelid. I was like, holy shit. But I thought he fought a great fight. But, okay, all of those things being said, John, let me ask you this. Is he a product of a aging weight class?
Yes. No doubt about it. If there is a weight class that the UFC has had that was one of their centerpieces, it was their star maker, it was the light heavyweights.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Go back to, when you're taking a look at the runs of people in that, weight class, you had the Randy Coutures, you had Vitor Belfort, you had Chuck Liddell coming in.
Whoa. You can't skip over Frank Shamrock, man. I mean,
Well, that was,
he was the original.
Okay, hold on. When I say that, see, Frank started, it was considered middleweight back then because it was 200 pounds and under. 200 pounds and over was heavyweight, 200 pounds and under was middleweight. And then Frank actually, it was heavy. I think it was called light heavyweight when he fought Tito Ortiz, UFC 22. So you're right, but Frank was never a light heavyweight.
He's tiny. Guy walked around like 81, 84.
Dude, I remember when Frank had quarters.
Yep.
Rolls of quarters in his pockets to make weight.
To fight Tito.
Huh?
To fight Tito.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He fucking put rolls of quarters in his pants and weighed in with his fucking jeans and a belt on. And, because he wasn't that big a guy.
Well, those of you guys that don't understand what he's talking about, there can't be that big of a weight discrepancy. So you have to put some weights in your pocket to make sure you're within like a 20-pound weight limit, correct? Is it 20 pounds?
Yeah, because at the time, the weight class was actually 200. It was, you had to be 200 or less. And he was weighing somewhere around 183, 184.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there. So he put weight in, so he weighed in at like 190 something.
Yeah, he weighed in at 196.
Yeah. So he, like I said, that weight class with Tito, with Chuck, with Randy was always one of their shining, star elements. And then John Jones just took it over. You had Lyoto Machida for a little bit, and then Shogun Hua. But when John Jones took it over, there was no doubt, who the best person was, and everyone was trying, and some people got close in certain fights and stuff like that. But since John has vacated that belt, what's been there?
Yeah,
there's really been problems.
I feel like John dispatched of all the young and up and comers that were coming. You had Dominic Reyes, you had Anthony Smith, you had Santos, you had those guys. Those were the scary guys that were young and up and coming. After Chuck had lost, it went like Rashad, it went Shogun, it went who else was it? Machida. They had like
Rashad, Lyoto, Shogun,
Quentin, Forrest. There was champion after champion. It seemed like almost every fight the title was changing hands.
Yeah.
And then John Jones came. And I was like, holy shit. This dude's been around forever. Look, I'm not trying to take anything away from Jamahal Hill, but he legit is, I feel like he's a product of just the weight class itself is aged. So like Santos is kind of on his way out, just the damage he's taken or just the injuries, his knees being surgery. Glover just retired. Jan Blachowicz is probably going to be sitting that retirement here probably within the next year and a half, 2 years. I'd say 2 years. He'll keep going, I think.
Well, hold on.
The Polish power.
Santos isn't even in the UFC.
Oh, so he's not anymore. Okay, see, that's the thing.
He's in the PFL.
Okay, so then you have, who else you got up there? So Uncle Live will be around for a bit.
Yep.
Rakic, if he can come back from this injury.
Rakic, just
he's good.
Injuries.
He's good. He's got the knee injury. Anthony Smith, 34. But he's still got a lot of fight in him. Jamahal Hill is now the champ. Krylov, still got some ways to go though. He's got some ways. He's got to fix some things. He's got to fix quite a bit of things. Paul Craig, we just saw what happened to him, so he'll be at the bottom. He'll be probably out of the top 10 now. And then you move on. I can't move on down. There's some more people. Let me see here. Let me move this down here. But I'm looking at an aging bracket. The one that I want to see the most right now is Ryan Spann. Yep.
Right. Ryan Spann's got a lot to deliver. Johnny Walker's looking good. Let's be honest. It's so funny. We'll talk about Johnny in a little bit, but he's a lot of people wrote him off and everything. Everything's about the way you're fighting.
I did. I wrote him off. I did. I was one of those guys.
And I talked to him in Ireland. We stood there and talked, and he was saying, what do you think? And I told him, you have to stop fighting to please people. You are trying to do things that please the UFC, that please the fans, these fancy flying knees and these dramatic moves. They're putting you into a bad spot. They're putting you into positions where you lose the fights based upon them. You just go about being the fighter that you can be. Use your length. Use all the tools that God has given you that you're working. And I was telling, I said, and now with, your coach who you have in John Kavanaugh, hey, you can beat these guys. You just have to beat them using your brain, not just your body.